Shaking folks, back with another reaction, back with some more Flock of Seagulls, and we're returning to The Light at the End of the World, 1996. And the next track is Hearts on Fire. It's certainly an evocative and poetic phrase, the idea of passion or desire or at least raw emotion surrounding or infusing one's heart, which, of course, is almost always meant as a figurative locus of a person's feeling of their emotions, and specifically of their romantic and or lustful emotions. So in that regard, I suppose my inclination here is to think that there is a, what's the right word, a balancing of this fire in their hearts, meaning they are feeling it equally. There is a symmetry to the hearts on fire, and in that regard it sounds like it is the essence or maybe beginning of a passionate relationship. Now, it could be more complicated. You can, crash and burn. Your heart can burn with the fire of disappointment or suffering, but I think more often this type of phrase relates to a heated passion and a more positive connotation. I'll see what I can catch on a first listen. This is A Flock of Seagulls. The track is Hearts on Fire, and it's from their 1996 album The Light at the End of the World. epic tune. This is 96, but it really feels like it's kind of done in a throwback style, and that's not the first time I've said that over the course of this album. Now, to be fair, there's been some very different flavors on this album than anything I heard from Flock of Seagulls in the 80s, but yeah, this tune, it feels like kind of like an 80s synth pop ballad, but in 90s sonics. I enjoy those keyboard sequences. There's some nice melodic chords along the way. Definitely guitar, and I think there was a more like electric epic guitar, and that really stood out in the latter half of the tune. But early on there was, I think, a more like kind of plucked guitar line. Either way, yeah, it has this emotional quality. It seems the singer, the narrator, is saying that, he'll lay down his life, he'll sell his soul just to be able to tell her how much he loves her. He'll, again, die for her love if he has to, which it seems like contradictory or problematic, because if you die for the love, then you won't be able to receive it. But certainly on a poetic level, certainly in terms of trying to indicate the sheer intensity of your feeling for the other person. It's the kind of phrase that people use. And yeah, it seems like there's, at the very least, kind of ambiguity. We don't hear the other side of it, and while it remains true or possible that the other person might be just as into it, and I should note, like, it's hearts, at least in the folder here, hearts as plural, not heart apostrophe S like singular possessive. So that's why I went into it thinking that it was both of them. There was a symmetry. I feel like that's less clear with the lyrics. It's not impossible, but if you're having to say that, like, hey, I'll die for your love, or I'll sell my soul just to convince you, then it's not clear. It's not like, we both know, we're both sharing this, and there's no ambiguity about that. So it feels like there's a need to articulate that love feeling, and if that's the case, maybe the narrator's not entirely confident that it is mutual or equal. In any case, yeah, I enjoy the sonics. Again, there's some nice keyboards, there's good guitar. I think the vocals sound fitting to the emotional intensity of the piece. So another cool tune from this album, and I am particularly enjoying this. And as I said, it's always interesting to hear groups that are famous for their 80s stuff, especially like their early 80s stuff, more than a decade or so later, and just to see, what they're doing differently, or, how much there's continuity and so on. So let me know what you think of this one, and I will see you next time. Peace.